Alright, so I've arrived in Huntsville and I've already got settled in. I'm about to go to bed soon. It's already 10 o'clock, but I wanted to get everything sorted out. So look behind me, that's my clothing that I'm going to wear tomorrow. And on the table, there's bottles that I got to fill with water. Anyhow, I just have everything arranged so that when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to set the alarm for 3 o'clock. When I get up, I can just immediately get to the things that I need to do. So the clothes I need to put on, the water that I got to boil, put in the bottles, and the pack. Actually, most of it's already packed. There's just the water bottles that I got to put in, and a few other small stuff. But other than that, I'm just gonna have everything set up so that I'm not gonna be scatterbrained in the morning and just be ready to just pretty much put everything together and then get out. But just being in Huntsville is great because from here it's only, I think it's just over half an hour to get to the trailhead, and that's exactly what I wanted. Enough rambling for now. Time to go to bed. So I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Time to head out. Good morning. It is late. It's 10 to 4. I'm already on Highway 60, but I'm not at the park yet. In fact, I forgot one thing. Yesterday I wrote the permit number on a piece of paper, and I remember I've had it on my desk, my wallet, and I said I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget it. Somehow along the way I forgot it or misplaced it. And so this morning I was scrambling, couldn't find any paper or pen, and so thankfully the people at the desk had woken up as well too, so I was able to get that information, put that down, and put it on my dashboard. So that was pretty key, as you know, because I don't have a regular permit. When they check the vehicle, they need to have this number, otherwise I'll come back to a nice fat ticket. The weather right now it's started out -1, now it's dropped down to -2. And I think it's going to be a little colder. -4 was the low, and it's not snowing right now. It's clear. I don't see any stars, so there might be a cloud cover. But I think this nice little drive with no other vehicles, quiet to myself, will help me to kind of internalize my nervousness and think about what's ahead for me. So I think it's good mental prep. Or maybe not. So I just got here. It's 4:30 now, and there's actually through 2 or 3 vehicles here. So people are already camping on the Highland Trail. So that's kind of cool. But the parking lot is pretty much all ice, so I'm going to check the trail before I start, because I've got snowshoes and micro spikes for the trail. So if the trail is hard packed and icy, then I might go with the micro spikes to start. And then apparently I just heard on the radio at 8 o'clock it's supposed to start snowing, and it's supposed to be up to 10 centimeters. It's going to be a lot. So the snowshoes will definitely be a necessary part of the latter part of the trail later today. So anyhow, better get ready and get started soon. So I broke my snowshoes in the Dax my last trip, and so I'll be using my wife's snowshoes, which I've already worn out pretty well. So I'm doing a good job on our snowshoes in our household. I'm really putting them through the paces and then destroying them, really. So I'm gonna go check the trail and then see if I wear micro spikes for the first part of the trail. Okay, so I checked the trail, and indeed it is hard packed. I imagine this part to provoking the second loop is going to be well packed down, so I'll probably have to, well, who knows. I won't make any guesses. I just think the last part of the trail, which people hadn't used, might be soft snow, so in that case I might have to use my snowshoes. So I get my micro spikes out. So what I've done is I've taken my Osprey pack, my winter pack. It's a 70-liter pack. I've taken off the brains, the hood, and I've taken off the side pouches to reduce the weight. And yeah, it'll be a little lighter, but not significantly. But anyhow, yeah, I should get the micro spikes on. I'm slipping everywhere. Good. There we go. All right. Much better. Everything is wet. Should be putting it down, but I think I'm going to take my jacket off. It's only like -3, -4, and I know once I get started, I'm going to warm up fairly quickly, so I don't want to sweat too much, and this jacket will come in handy when the snow starts because I don't want to get wet. Okay, I think I'm pretty much ready to start. It is, well, it's 10 to 5. I just got my spot turned on. I'm going to turn on the tracking. There we go. Okay, so this is it. Time to go. So, wish me luck. I hope everything goes well, and I'll see you back in 12 to maybe 16 hours, or who knows, maybe even more. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I'm off. Just started the Highland Trail. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. A little late. Hoping to start at 4, but I'll make do with 5. Okay, so you might not be able to see it, but I'm at the bridge where the Madawaska River flows through underneath the bridge here. But you can certainly hear the small falls and rapids. Maybe recognize this familiar sign. Yep, Highland Backpacking Trail. All right. Warning, today use users. Rugged trail requires days to walk. Not this guy. At least hopefully not. Okay. So we just arrived at the first loop. We'll continue up the hill. Okay. I'm officially at the second loop for the provoking. Sorry. Let's just see here. Yep. We're at the second loop. I don't know if you can see me here. So I'm going to reflect this. So we're just at 1 hour and 8 minutes. We've come 5.51 kilometers. So we're going at a very good pace, but I probably should slow down. I'm sweating and I probably won't be able to keep up this pace, especially for the long duration. So, but this part will be interesting. I don't know what the trail is going to be like. This is the back loop. This is the last one, and this is the one that's going to determine whether I'm going to be able to move at any good rate of speed. But I might have to change it to my snowshoes if I start post-holing. So let's give it a shot and see how it goes. So I don't know if you can see, but this is the side trail to Faya Lake. You can see it right there. The trail has been getting worse. I can still walk with my micro spikes, but it's definitely not trampled down and level, but still much better. So I'm going to continue with my micro spikes until I can't. I've post-holed a few times, but it's just, the thing is I got to walk slower, because if I go fast and pound the snow, then I fall through. Far better than expected, at least for now. Well, I'm just past my knees. Post-holing, I was just trying to walk this section and kind of walk a few steps without going deep every time. So it's time to switch over to the snowshoes, otherwise I will get wiped. At least the trail is somewhat defined. Okay, I just arrived at the lookout, and I don't know what time it is. The snow has been somewhat cooperative. There's a light crust on top due to all the melt. The problem is if you go too hard, too fast, even with the snowshoes, you post-hole. And there's a few times where I just couldn't go very fast. It takes a lot more effort. Well, here's the lookout. There's the lake down there. I don't know which lake that is. I have to look at the phone. But it's a gray day. At least there's light. All right. I think when I get to, I think it's Head Lake, I'll probably take a nice little break and have lunch, get refueled and drinking again. Okay. But otherwise, let's keep going. This is going to be brutal. The trail is just getting worse. If you look the trail, you can see me breaking through the crust there. It's literally like every 2 steps, sometimes not even, and I break through the crust. And thankfully my pack is not as heavy as when I was in the Dax, but it was a similar sensation where you try to stay on top of the crust, but you break through. When you're trying, because you're moving forward, your snowshoe then slides forward, gets caught underneath that crust, and as you lift off, it gets caught, and then you've got to yank your foot out. The other way to stop that is to go much slower, which I've been doing, but I'm really getting concerned now. I'm not even thinking about giving up right now. I'm just kind of wondering how bad it's going to get and how long this is going to take, because I can't even maintain a good speed because I keep just punching through this upper crust. Anyhow, I'll just keep going and let's see how time works out against me, because it's going to start snowing probably by 8, they said. So, and it's supposed to get warmer, and if it gets warmer, of course the crust is going to break much more easier. So it's not looking good right now. The snow has started a bit. I can see some snow falling. It's very, very light. I just wonder if it's going to get heavier as I go on. But I don't care about the snow. I'm more concerned about the trail. don't know if you can see it, but the snow has definitely started. Small flakes, but it's coming down pretty good. So I think I might take off this jacket and put my shell on because I just don't want to get soaked. That would be a bad thing. All right, so I'll get in the trees and change. If you couldn't tell it was snowing before, I think you can now, based on all the snow that's falling on me, behind me, and in front of me. It is coming down. I don't know how much accumulation is going to build up, but hopefully not. If so, it's just going to make my work a little harder. Okay, so we're just past 3.5 hours and just over 12K, just a little over 12K. The reason why I stopped here, well, I have to also take a pee, but this was the campsite that I stayed at with Becky and Ian. Ian and I slept right here. You can see this flat spot. We slept under a tarp, and Becky slept in a tent behind us. And what I can still see is the area where we dug out the area for the fire pit. You can see the concave shape right over here. And this is where we all sat and had supper. This means that I am probably about a kilometer to Head Lake, and that's where I wanted to stop and have lunch. I was going to sit down and relax there, have a nice lunch, but it's going to be hard to because it's snowing fairly steady. You can see my jacket is soaking wet right now from all the snow just melting on me. Find some shelter under some evergreen, thick evergreen, then maybe I'll take a break there. Or else I'll just eat and just keep going. Okay, so we just arrived at Head Lake, and if you look out, you can see that there's open water out there. And you see all the snow coming down. Winter, as you can see, is far from over. Well, at least today. Got full-on winter. When I said I miss winter, Mother Nature delivered, that's for sure. Okay, it's almost 9:30, and I think I've just come over 13K. Hold on a second. 13.3K, and I've been on the trail for 4 hours and 15 minutes. I'm at the campsite at Head Lake, and I need to have some lunch. I have to refuel. So I just tucked myself under a bunch of thick hemlocks, if you can see above me. There's less snow. And I'll have made 7 wraps for this trip. So I'll down a couple of them, drink a bunch of water, and give my legs a break, and then we will continue. You know how you're told not to talk or not to speak while you're eating? Well, I'm going to break that rule. I just thought you might wonder what the heck I'm eating. Well, I got these whole grain wraps, and pretty simple. I individually wrap them so they don't get all mushed together, and you can just eat them as you need. But inside I put Dijon mustard, mayonnaise with chipotle sauce, which is it's mixed together, which is really tasty. I got aged cheddar cheese, and I've got just luncheon type meat. I think it's one is it pastrami, or the other one is Montreal type spiced meat or something like that. It's yummy. It's a lot of calories and salt from the luncheon meat. It'll be good, replacing all the salt that I'm losing from sweat. And I'll have some water, and that should hold me for a few more hours. If you look closely, you can see that I'm breaking through the snow, and it's just making for some very slow travel. Now, if you know anything about hiking in the wintertime on trails, they tell you that you should always use snowshoes because you don't wreck it for other people that are coming through, because the snow is so deep that if you don't use snowshoes, you put your post hole and you wreck the trail for other people who are coming through with snowshoes. Well, let me show you a perfect example. Check this out. See this dude here? Look how deep he's post holding. And he's going right on my trail. And now I got to navigate that. And if I go into that, I am going to go deep. Mr. Moose, I advise next time to hook up with a pair of, big bear paw snowshoes, so that you don't wreck the trail for people like me that now have to deal with your big ass craters that I have to now delicately walk around. It's kind of like a public service announcement. So people, folks, when you hit the trails in the wintertime, make sure to use your snowshoes. Check this out. Based on the color of the inside of this tree, what would it be? It's just not, it might be a hemlock because it doesn't look like the bark of a white pine, but look, it just looks like it came down recently. And you could tell the inner part was rotting, but you could see the outside was still in good shape. But whether it was from wind or from a load of snow, it finally cracked under pressure. Wow. Wish I could have been here for that. That would have been quite a thump going down. The other thing about this tree, I know that it's really fresh, is just as I passed it, I could really smell it. It smells nice. It smells like fresh lumber. So the thing is, I continued that way, following Mr. Moose, and Mr. Moose went up the hill and realized that wasn't the way to go, and he went back over this way. But the trail, it doesn't go that way at all. In fact, this tree is blocking the trail. The trail sneaks around this way and continues that way. So had me spun around for a bit. So I got to come around this tree and squeeze through there and then make my way up that way. So in the open area here, I came down from up there. It gets a little tricky because there's no tracks to tell you which way to go. So sometimes I try to look for that tunnel look through the trees, but sometimes it's not obvious. And this one was one that I had to kind of look around for a bit, and I couldn't see any signs. I'm talking about trail signs, but guess what? Here's an old one that blended in with the tree that almost kind of looked like a growth on the tree. And as I got closer, I realized it was a metal marker with a nail. So I know it goes now down that way. I'm in the middle of somewhere, don't know exactly where, but it's gorgeous. It really is like winter. I say that only because winter is officially over. But it really is like winter. It's beautiful. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only one out here, which is okay. I like it. So check how deep this snow is. Here's my pole, and I didn't even insert it into the ground. And I assume underneath here is probably a log or something. But wow, You see the layers? It's incredible how deep it is. Oh, I'm falling in. Just amazing. So I assume there's a tree, you could tell down over there, and just the snow that just piled up over the winter. Incredible. Okay, I just reached Harness Lake, and I'm getting pooped. I can't move very fast, and post-holing is really just draining me. I'm just over 18 kilometers now, so I'm past the halfway point, so I'm kind of stuck in the middle, basically. There's no way to retreat other than to finish the trip, right? So you can't go back. Might as well go forward. It's the same distance. It's 20 to 12. So time-wise, are we doing well? I don't know, I guess. I'll probably need to take a break and get some more calories and get some water. I'm finished my first liter. I'm on my second liter now, and I'm gonna have to eventually look for a creek or a water source so that I can either just boil it just so that it's warm enough so I can put a pill in and then refill both bottles. Okay, it's slow, but we're making progress little by little.